but I got a great thing. Okay, we're live. We're a little bit late on the draw. I was just working on the website, got all going. So we'll give you the hot tip that we just identified was I was feeling a little slow and low, and not in the good way like the Beastie Boys sing, but a little slow and low. I was on a road trip for a little while, and then I had drank a lot of Serbian rakia, which is amazing. But driving and all this, and I was just like waking up a little low. But I took some spray, vitamin D, and then today I was suddenly just completely motivated, and my mind was working rapidly like it normally does when I'm high functioning. And so I came up with this presentation for today that we're going to do. But also, I was just working on the website, and so I was just working away on that. And it's when I get into that, it's kind of a timeless thing. And so then I realized, like, fuck, it's actually 5:01. So here we are, a little bit late, but here we are. And you'll be able to use this recording. I'll probably leave it up public for a while if it serves as a really nice introduction to radical undoing. So we've got a lot to cover, and I really want to share more than 11 exercises. I'm being ambitious here. I'm thinking we might get to 16, but if we're going to do that, we'll just have to like kind of go one to the next to the next. But first, I'll say I'm Garrett Dawn. I'm the guy who made Command Z, Radical Undoing, and the Summerland Academy for Radical Undoing. I help people undo chronic tensions, overcome unconscious blocks in the mind, in the emotions, in the so-called traumas, and then most importantly, in the body and in the breathing structure. When you get the breathing going right and you get the body moving properly as it was intended by its creator, everything else in your life can flow. All your paradigms will expand. You'll start to see life differently. And so I help you along your way. I don't tell you what to think, but I hope that we can teach you a little bit how to think, and more importantly, how to undo all the falsehoods that you do currently believe that are causing tension in your body, suffering in your mind. Then I'm not here to tell you the truth, because the truth cannot be obscured. The truth cannot be changed. The truth is the truth. And so the issue is you have falsehoods, you have tensions, you have what I call fake suffering. So everything we do is meant to get that shit out of your way, and then you'll behold the truth for yourself and proceed from there. That's as fast and as simple as I can put it. So, Jonah, why don't you introduce yourself just briefly?
Yeah, so I'm Jonah Robbins. I have been part of the Radical Undoing group for almost a year, and kind of approached Garrett 4 or 5 months ago to start doing some of these streams because I believe in the work and it's really helped me in my life. And we've been doing these streams, man, for probably at least 4 to 5 months, fairly consistently, trying to take this work and get it out to the masses, so to speak, because I think really we have to come back to the body, and a lot of things have kind of split the mind and body, and I think we have to integrate that and we have to undo that split. So yeah, I'm excited to keep going in my journey, and it's cool to be here with you, man.
Yeah, you as well. It's been a little while, and I love doing these streams. It's something that I think I could do more of and do daily. So many topics come to mind. I wanted to just make a quick note in this video of one that you mentioned. You made a comment in our private communication. The more open you become, the more, I think you said, disillusioned the world seems.
Yep.
Now I'll say that's a beautiful thing, even though it's a devastating experience. Right. But we'll put a little note that we can do a whole stream about that specifically.
Yeah. I have another one really quick. When you open your eyes, you really see. That's something that I really started to notice. As the armoring around the eyes opens, you can see things as they are, or you see them from a different level of truth. But yeah, we will go through all this stuff, man.
Yeah, those are two great topics, and we could spend a good hour on each of those. And then that video I sent you, maybe we could even view that as part of the stream, the joy beyond this world. That was such a special, it's a nice answer to that question of what do you do when you become disillusioned? What do you do when everything seems to lose its meaning and purpose and value? I think
I haven't had a chance to watch that yet, but I will.
Yeah, that's great. It's just another little note on that topic. So we'll go on. from there. And I wanted to tell everybody, so what we're going to do today, you could consider these exercises you can do every single day. Now, if it's too much to do every single day, just pick one or two, make a list as we go, do it along with us so you have the body memory and the precise instructions. And then you can do these every single day. And if it's too much, choose like 3 of them. So do the face stretch, do the shoulders every day, and then pick another one and then alternate. So you keep it kind of fresh and fun, and then you can keep all of these as part of your life. And then as we go along, I'll explain if there's a way to fit it into the fabric of your daily life, because each one is sort of unique in that respect. And I'll explain a little bit of the uses of them. But most of today is going to be about less about the philosophy around this work or the results, and more about just doing the experiments, so trying these out for yourself. And we're going to attempt to do this in about an hour.
Hey, Garrett, before we get in, let's just give a quick context to this stuff.
Right. Yeah, good idea.
Just because there's people that probably don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Right.
So, do you want to start, or can I blur?
I think I'll let you do that. I'm so far from the beginning sometimes that it'll be like tearing apart the universe. And
got it. So just to give context, a lot of this work is initially based on the work of Wilhelm Reich, who's kind of the grandfather of body-based psychotherapy. Now, radical undoing and a lot of these different tools have kind of taken the psychotherapeutic aspect out of it, but it all comes back to working with chronic tensions. Wilhelm Reich coined the term armoring, or emotional armoring. The analogy I give is, if little Johnny's 3 years old and his dad is yelling at him and he's overwhelmed, his shoulders may start to raise and tense. And every time he thinks he's going to be yelled at or under attack or someone's mad at him, the tension pattern in the shoulders starts to activate. And what happens is, over time, the muscles start to armor and tighten, right? Because there's a fear or perceived threat. And usually in a lot of our kind of early overwhelming experiences, we can't fight, we can't run, we just freeze, and it gets stuck in our body. 30 years later, when you're afraid your boss is going to get mad at you, your spouse is going to leave you, those same muscles are contracted and tense. So the idea behind Reich's work is, if you can soften the muscular tensions or armoring, and the emotions can be processed, people can really release these deep-seated patterns and become free. And radical undoing, at least the body exercises, a lot of that is based on the work of Reich. So we go through the body. There's 7 layers of tension that we'll talk about in subsequent videos. But these layers of armoring are essentially bound up tension patterns from past emotional experiences or life that gets stuck in our body, that's being essentially sucking our life force. And this work is about undoing those tension patterns, freeing up our life force so it's not going to protect us from something that happened a long time ago or some perceived threat. And when we free that up, or we undo, then we have all this life force available to do whatever we want. So that's just at least my explanation of the context of this work. We're working with the body and all these unconscious layers of tension. So if there's anything you want to add to that, I think you're on mute.
Yeah, that was a great way to put it. And we will get into those 7 layers of tension. I think it's interesting for people, although I will say it's not necessary to even know about them. If you approach the work properly, you do the exercises, you get results. So a simple way that I might describe it is that when you wake up to start your day, you have a certain number or a certain amount of energy or life force, or let's say even calories to burn. So you have a certain, and I don't mean some new agey thing, I just mean you wake up, you have the energy for the day, and then you go to sleep and recharge that energy. So you have a limited amount of that. And if you have chronic tensions, which everyone does throughout the body, throughout the face and all around, most of it's out of awareness. Of course, when you bring it into awareness, it starts to relax, actually, which most people have a lot of trouble with because there's no example of how to do that in schooling or in parents or anywhere. But basically, you're spending a lot of energy on staying tense, which then creates a feedback loop because your brain only has your body and then the senses to monitor what's going on. And if it reads a tense body, it interprets those tensions as if you're going through the experiences when those tensions first came in. In the case of traumas, that would be so if the shoulders are up, the brain says, well, there's a little bit of an emergency going on now, releases some cortisol, turns your awareness to look for something to be afraid of. Or if it's something deep in the belly here, you might, the brain interprets it as, oh, you're a little bit angry. And in that case, you might get angry with your girlfriend or spouse or boss. And your brain will convince you that they did something to trigger it. But in reality, it's tension in the body. Could be that you have gas from eating a shitty lunch, and then you get angry, and you have no way of identifying when and how this is happening. It's happening out of awareness. So to shorten it up, you're spending extra effort, burning extra calories that you have a limited amount of to use for whatever you want to do with your day on staying tense, which then causes you to feel some level of worry or fear or upset. That's why I said in the description, one of the benefits of this is to convert fear into faith. Now, that's another topic we're going to do a whole stream on, so I won't get into that here. But faith and fear are mutually exclusive, and all humans are faith-based creatures. If any atheists are watching, explore for yourself what I'm talking about, or jump on the stream when we do that talk, and we can discuss more deeply about that. But basically, we want to undo those chronic tensions, which then undo the lies in the mind that are holding them in place. So that's what I mean by undo the fake suffering of the mind. Then you have all that energy, all those calories left to utilize doing things that you actually want to do. This is how you go from thinking about and wishing about doing things to actually doing things. That's a huge transition. Okay, because a lot of people have beautiful dreams and desires, things they would like to do, but they just can never seem to get around to doing them. So this is one of the beginning steps of making that transition, is breaking apart the chronic tensions, freeing yourself up from the worry and the fear and the tension, and then applying yourself to the things that you really would like to do.
We've got someone in the Sunday group. Remember the other week he was talking about he suffered with a lot of anxiety and probably depression, and he started saying, man, I'm going and I'm hiking, I'm going and I'm working out. All of that stuff going to keep him safe from the perceived threats of social anxiety or other people, or the collapse of the depression. Yeah. As that starts to fade, he's going and hiking. I mean, that right there is a testament to the work.
Right, that's right. He said that he was always thinking, I should go out and hike. I should go out and hike. I should go do this stuff. I should get out into nature more. He didn't change anything about those desires or about his approach to them. It just suddenly switched from thinking about to actually doing it. And then he noticed that it was happening. You see that? That's what I mean when I say it's effortless change. Yes, you make an effort to do the exercises, which is pretty minimal effort compared to other approaches to this sort of thing. And then the things that you already really want to do will start to happen, but not based on shoulds, not based on commands, not based on guilt, but based on your genuine internal yearning to do those things. So that's another little difference, is you're not making a goal list. You're trying to identify your purpose with some kind of system, that's already assumed that you're created with a purpose, and that purpose will be actualized if you just get out of your own way, if you just stop with the tensions and the fear. And this is how you do that. So there's our prelude. It's a nice prelude, actually. We covered a lot of ground.
I want to just add one last sentence, and then we'll get to it. But there's no belief system with this work. So that's the cool thing. It's not, you don't have to adopt a mindset, a belief system, a new value system, a goal sheet, right? It's not, we've taken this out of the realm of psychology, because it's not therapy. We've taken it out of the role of coaching. You don't need a coach. You don't need more YouTube videos or books or insights. You just need to undo and feel, and then you kind of know what to do because you get closer to who you are, not all this other bullshit where you have to say your mantras 100 times a day or focus on what you want all the time. Not that that's not valid. This is not therapy. It's not psychology. It's not coaching. It's coming back to yourself. So
yeah, and not new age, not not any of that stuff. And then I have my own ideas of what the truth is, but my role in all of this is that to get you back to a place where you can, like I said, undo the untruths, and you'll find the truth for yourself. Okay, so other thing I wanted to say is, if you want to stay till the end, I'm going to make a special opportunity for folks for during the video and for the next 24 hours. I think I'll limit it to, let's say, 6 people, but I'm willing to offer a single, which you can see on the website, I do not do this, but a single complete lay down radical undoing body movement and breathing session for $100. Normally it's $2,000 a month to work with me once a week. So just for people who are seeing this video when it's first posted, now if this is a week later or a day later or a month later, then that's already done. Sorry, you'll still get benefit from this series of exercises, but this is just for people who are tuning in live or seeing this in the first 24 hours. So I'll put a link in at the end and then in the comments where you can sign up for that, and then I'll email you in response. I'll give more instructions at the end for that. Just like to reward people that show up and do the exercises and want to take it one step deeper, but might not be ready to jump into a full month. Okay, so we're going to dive right in because we're just running on semi-limited time. Now I want to burn through these. So one note that consistency is the key to this stuff working. You can't just do one of these exercises once and get the effects that we're talking about. And in fact, the deeper results are cumulative and they will happen over time with your persistence and determination. So in a way, it is an act of faith where you'll have to do these over time and you might not observe the changes that you're looking for right away. Number 2 is that the changes may not happen in the way that you expect them to. So you're going to have to set aside your expectations, do the exercises. Yes, they will relieve tension. Yes, they will teach you to relax, but the deeper stuff happens with repetition, consistency, persistence, and determination. Okay, so there's some amount of faith required to do this. So I'd recommend you do these ones that we're mentioning every day for at least a week, better a month, and then kind of check in and see what's going on in your life. One last thing, I did put the link. I'm going to put it one more time in the chat. I'm hoping that there are some bold souls out there who want to just jump on and do the exercises with us, and I'll be able to give precise corrections for folks. So if there's any absolute beginners, that would be awesome. We'll bring you on the stream with us. So I put the link in the stream link in the comments 3 times. So click that. We'll see you appear and we'll bring you on the stream to do them along with us. So that's there. If you want to do that, click it soon. Otherwise, we are going to dive right in. So the first exercise, which hopefully if you're here now, you've seen it a few times, is face stretches, which I like to call a simple twist of face, playing on the Bob Dylan song. And this one, we want to move the forehead, eyebrows, eyeballs, different directions, eyelids open or closed, nostrils, cheeks, lips, tongue, and jaw. And you might even feel your ears or scalp moving. So what we're going to do, we'll just dive right into that, and we'll do 3 minutes. Normally you would do 5 minutes, minimum 3, better is 5. But whenever you do this exercise, do not do it for less than 3 minutes. Other keys to it, move with a lot of intensity. So you want to make contractions and a lot of pressure in the muscles of your face. You want to just sit and move slowly, lots of intensity, continue breathing the whole time. So let's go ahead and jump right in. If you're watching this, go along with us, do all the exercises. You will have a very different experience than if you just sit and observe us. This is an interactive stream. So, and if you're watching now and you want to jump in, look in the comments section and jump on the stream with us. That would be so cool to have a few of you guys jump on. And don't be ashamed. And even if you are ashamed, we'll help you deal with that with some of the movements.
And this exercise, at least for me, it really has changed how I show up in the world because it breaks down the mask. And I think I said this on subsequent streams. I had a fake smile for a very long time. And doing these exercises has allowed me to show up much more comfortably in the world. So that's something that you may notice as well for anyone watching.
We'll do it for 2 more minutes, just for time's sake today. And if you yawn, belches, farts, and yawns take precedence, as my teacher, Dr. Hyatt, used to always say. Sounds funny, but there's a profound lesson inherent to that as well. If you start moving faster, just slow yourself down. Move more slowly than you think you need to. And try and twist and make all different combinations. So I'm really, really tensing all these muscles. Try to pull your lips in and down. A lot of mass of nerves here. You can try and spread your cheeks out while keeping your lips tight. You can open your mouth super wide. Stick your tongue out. You can squeeze the eyes. Make kissing shape with the lips. So explore for yourself. Try all different combinations and movements. And then breathe smoothly while you do it. Now, this will get easier and easier over time with repetition. Ugh. Okay, we're right at about 3 minutes. So make a crazy face, tense everything up, stick out the tongue. Take a full breath in, hold the breath, and then we will say ah when I count down. When you say ah, just let the face relax. So 3, 2, 1. Ah. Take a couple of breaths. Now, we always want to take a moment between exercises, so just stop. Close the eyes, breathe a little bit. And feel the effects of the exercise. Now, that felt amazing on my cheeks and jaw, actually.
The stillness is profound after that.
Isn't that nice? Yeah.
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 And that's the 190th time I've done it, and it gets better and better.
Yep.
It's kind of like compound interest in the bank. You know what I mean? You keep putting the money in, and it grows. It's the same thing. It really
Yeah,
is.
it's such a good exercise. It's just a staple for the day. Now, some notes on that. One, you can do that when you wake up in the morning, before you go to bed at night, before you have sex. Do it between classes if you're a student. Do it on a work break during the day. Do it before you work out. Do it before study. You know, split up the day with it. If you find yourself in a mood or you're noticing your face is tense, do the face exercises. 3 minutes at least, 5 minutes better. There's some hints you can figure out for yourself how to insert it into your day, but it will make a profound difference in your life, even if you just took that one exercise and ran with it. Next, we're going to do one for 1 minute. When you do this on your own, you could do it for up to 2 minutes. I will set the timer. We're just going to stare. Best is to use a mirror, but what we're going to do is just stare into your own eyes in the computer. So I'm going to move this so I have the monitor in front of me, and then I'm just going to look at my own eyes. But best is if you have a mirror. So we'll do this for 1 minute, and you breathe smoothly and don't blink. If you do blink, count the number of times. So here we go, 1 minute, and just staring into your own eyes while breathing. And let the jaw relax, let the eyes relax. You can also do this with another person, staring into their eyes. Okay. Now, again, just blink a little bit. Take a moment. And when I say feel the effects of the exercise, I don't mean analyze or put into words. I mean just go inside and feel the inside of your body and notice what's going on. That's enough. The egoic mind will want to make it into words and write things down. Oh, this happened, that happened. No, no, no. It's plenty just to observe. Words are secondary. Couple breaths in between. And now we're going to do the same thing. We do it for 1 minute or 2 minutes with blinking now. So you want to blink as fast as you can, but rhythmically. So you want to pace yourself. If you go really fast right away, you're going to tire out. So we're going to do the same thing, staring, in our case, into the camera, but otherwise into the mirror in your own eyes. If you're doing this in a mirror, you want to get close where you can see your eyes. And we're going to blink the whole time rhythmically. So we'll go ahead and I'm going to click start. And here we go. And then let your jaw relax and breathe rhythmically and smoothly the whole time. See, I went a little too fast at first. Now I'm fucking up, but that's fine too. So you just keep blinking and breathing. Let your cheeks and jaw relax. Running out of juice. Okay, good. Jeez, I didn't pace myself. But it's okay even then because you'll notice it exhausted the eyes. So now just take a breath, close your eyes in between, and again be present. Feel the effects of the exercise. Just feel the inside of your face and body. Okay, when you do this on your own, you can take a little more time between exercises. We're just burning through these to give you a nice array. So now we got face stretches, staring into your own eyes. We used to call that snake eyes. And then the blinking, just a variant. Next one we're going to do is, I like to call it Atlas Shrugged, but we can also call it shoulders to ears. This one, you sit up. You can also stand up. We're going to sit up right now. And then you pull your shoulders up. Now, you don't just thrust them up. That's a different exercise. You just pull your shoulders up to your ears like this and hold them up. Make sure your neck isn't cocking back like that. Make sure your shoulders aren't rolled too far forward or too far backward. Pull them straight up and then continuously add pressure and tension upwards. Not so much that you hurt yourself, but you want to continuously push upward, not just leave them, leveled off somewhere. So keep pushing up the whole time. Second key to this is to continue breathing into your belly and chest. Make sure the breath is going into your belly and chest. Keep your eyes open so you stay present. Shoulders up. Move the monitor back over. So shoulders up. And if you guys have questions or comments along the way, please put them into the live chat. And if you want to jump on with us for the rest of the time, you're totally free to do so. Don't be afraid. We're chill guys. So you do this one for at least a full minute. And actually, I'm going to set a timer right now for a minute. So we'll do it for a little longer than a minute. But it should be uncomfortable. It'll feel a little bit tense, might be warm, but just relax into that discomfort. Relax into the intensity of it. There's another deeper undoing secret in that phrase, relax into the intensity. So just breathe. And you notice my hands and my forearms are relaxed. Even my biceps and triceps are relaxed. But only the muscles that I need to pull up my shoulders are tense. So keep pulling the shoulders up. Make sure your neck isn't locked up. And keep breathing into the belly and chest. Another 30 seconds, so 22 seconds left. When you do this one, you need to do it for at least a minute or it's worthless, or it will make you more tense. Okay, so we're at 12 seconds. I'm going to stop the timer. What we're going to do now is take a full inhalation. Pull the shoulders up even tighter because they dropped off, as you can see. Hold the breath, make a crazy face, and then same thing. I'll say 3, 2, 1, and we thrust the shoulders down with force and say ah. So full breath in, hold, crazy face, and then 3, 2, 1, ah. Now again, close the eyes, sit back, relax, take a couple breaths, and feel the effects of the exercise. So be aware of the inside of your shoulders and neck. Okay. Now for the next one, I will demonstrate it once, and then Jonah will demonstrate it as well. You can see two different people doing it, but to do so, I'm going to take off the headphones, so I won't be able to hear you for a second. Jonah, if you have any points to make about my instruction or anything to add, you can go ahead and do that. I won't be able to hear it, but add whatever you think for the other folks, and I'll do it twice, or as many times as I need, just to so I feel I've done it properly. So what we're going to do, move this out of the way. This looks good here. Make sure you're not going to fall over and hit anything. You start with your feet a little more than hip width apart, especially if you're like me. If you're flexible and you fall all the way down, you want to make some space between your knees for your body or your chest to fall. You want to take off if there's any restrictive clothing, like this jacket is a little restrictive in the shoulders. So I will take that off. And then you start at the bottom. So you lower yourself gently, let your head and neck hang loose. At first you'll be like looking like this or moving all around, but you want everything to just hang loose. All the way down. Put a bend in the knees, a little bend. Exhale fully, and then inhale upward like this. So I mean synchronize the inhalation with the movements. You're going to come up like this. Nice and slow. If you have back pain, go even slower. Come up to the top. I have a full inhalation. Then I say ah and let myself collapse down. So I say ah. Exhale on the way down. Hang loose there. Let yourself bounce. Exhale fully before you start the next round. Oh. See, that was a little better. Oh. I still hesitated there a little bit, so I'll do it again. Oh. Okay, so that's the whole cycle. You inhale up, and right at the top of the inhale and the movement, you say, ah, let yourself flop. Now, notice I'm saying let yourself. You do not want to hesitate, like, ah, like that, and you do not want to force it, like, ah. But inevitably, if you have not done this before, you almost certainly will force it or hesitate. So what you want to be aware of, this isn't like school. The process of undoing is not that you start perfectly the way I did it, that you do it and you observe, okay, I hesitated there. Do the next one. Oh, I hesitated a little less. Do the next one. Oh, I forced it. It's all about awareness, and that is the process of undoing. You cannot arrive at perfection through cognitive forcing or judging yourself. You can only arrive there by paying close attention to the instructions and then attempting to follow them as best as you can for every single repetition. Then you will get it. For me, the flops took me maybe 4 months in the beginning. I had no teacher to observe me doing it. I had no one. I had Hyatt on email and on phone calls at that time. Uh, but now, if you come to an in-person workshop, we'll be doing one on the island in Croatia. We'll be doing another one in England, maybe another one in Serbia this year, next year. We'll work all that out later. But then you can advance so quickly with these exercises because I can come up and grab your waist or your belt from behind, put a mattress in front of you. You'll flop over, your body won't have the fear, and then you'll know what the movement feels like. So in person, I have tricks, I have things that we can do to advance very rapidly, but it's enough to just do repetitions on your own. And then, but you have to stay aware and present and check in. This isn't like working out at the gym and you're just doing your reps. You got to go, okay, what happened that time? Did I trust gravity? Did I flop? Are my knees bent enough? Make a tiny adjustment, do it again. Once you've done 10 or so, then it's done for the day. You've done your undoing. And as you perfect or make less and less errors with following the instructions, the undoing is taking place, meaning aspects of your perception are starting to clean up. Ways that you move and the way that your body carries tension is starting to lessen, starting to undo. You won't be able to discern that as it's happening. It's impossible, but you will start to discern it over time, and other people in your life will start to notice and comment about it. So I just want you to be aware of that. So you just do your best to follow the instructions and be aware of what the instructions are. And don't fall asleep to the movement ever. I've been doing this stuff now 20 years, and I still, every single time I do the flops, I see little improvements I can make. So I just want to make that note. Jonah, if you want to do a few, then we can watch those too.
Yeah, sure. And this is, in my estimation, a very important exercise because you are learning to let go of control.
And to let go of all kinds of things, yeah.
Right. Ah. 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 Ah.
And let's have you do two more. Say ah, then let yourself flop.
Ah.
Nice. Let your neck hang loose when you're at the bottom. There you go.
Ah.
Cool. And so for anyone watching with Jonah, there's a little bit of hesitation. I can see it because there's not a completely natural free fall, but that's fine. Then he notices that, and then each time he can check in. And one thing you can do, just as a side note about the flops, or I like to call it let everything go, is you can try raising your arm up like above a mattress or above your lap. So like with an inhale to experience what the timing is. You inhale and then say ah and let your arm drop. Ah. Because you're not going to have as much body-based fear around letting the arm drop as you do around letting yourself flop forward. Your body's trying to protect you from falling over on your face. That's why it takes time for the hamstrings and everything to get used to that exercise. Like I said, in person, we'll set a mattress up and have the person fall over on purpose and then do the flops and it advance faster. But yeah, you can raise your arm up and then, oh. Now notice I'm not going, ah, but there's this tiny little separation between ah. The ah is the cue to let go. Now that's extremely important, especially in the full lay down sessions. When any kind of relaxing exercise, you say ah, and then you let go of whatever it is. Uh, it seems like maybe an innocuous or unimportant difference, but it's a huge difference because with the lay down sessions, we're saying ah a million times and incorporating that exhale and the saying of and the hearing of the sound and the saying of the word ah with this massive amount of letting go and relaxation. And over time, when you just say oh, your body will remember all of that stuff, just like any other kind of muscle memory with martial arts, with sports, anything, what have you, with rock climbing, with knots, whatever. When you have embedded that relaxation response into the ah sound, later all you'll have to do is just say, oh, and all those results will come cascading through your entire body. And even in your mind will calm itself down as well. It's so funny. There's so much BS out there, so much complicated theories and psychology and systems that it's not that people are stupid. It's that they've been duped 10,000 times, and those layers of intellectual so-called understanding are layered over their perception. So they must feel like there's no way it could be that simple, right? That you could actually undo all this stuff and get over it that quickly. But it's really true. It's
Well,
kind of mind blowing
I
to
think
consider.
there's something to theory, but I've seen too many people stuck in theory and they completely miss the body. I mean, all of psychology for the most part, unless you have maybe bioenergetics or some of the body stuff, but
Yeah, yeah.
even most of the body stuff that you see, they've added so much theory that they've completely missed the body. I mean,
Right,
that's
and they have broken. It's inspired. It's built on foundations of broken worldviews, and this is what I'm starting to undo now in my 20 years in. Is some of my worldviews were still broken, meaning your worldview has to account for the mind, the metaphysics, the morality, meaning why ought you do any of this at all? Why ought you be less tense? Why ought you do better at work? Why ought you have a good relationship? You're operating with some sense of morality. So your worldview has to account for the mind, which means and information, things that are not physical. So metaphysics, morality, and then epistemology. How is it possible to know anything? So if that worldview is broken in any way, which I believe that psychology and psychiatry is built on a foundationally inept worldview, that you're broken, that you have this diagnosis, that you need therapy, that you need healing, that something's wrong with the world, that something's wrong with you. Those assumptions are built in unquestioned. And then, so the therapy could be useful. It could have bits and pieces. You could have all the stuff that we teach or that I put into the trainings, but couched in the wrong worldview. And it's going to lead back to more tension, more nihilism, more emptiness, more meaninglessness in your life. So that's another stream at some other time. We'll start to tear apart those broken worldviews, but I wanted to just touch on it because with undoing, we're not adding a worldview. We're most likely you're going to experience the destruction of your current worldviews if they're broken, which can be painful, which can be turn your life upside down, but it's necessary. It's the thing that's missing. And so you've got to go through it at some point. This is the fastest, most fun, most relaxing way I've ever found that will help you accomplish that. Okay. The next one is also a stand-up one. I'll demonstrate it once, and then Jonah, you can do it, and then I can give any tips. This one's called Flatfoot Charlie. I got this from Dr. Hyatt. Disclaimer, you need to talk to your priest and the police and your doctor before doing this because you could hurt yourself. But if you happen to be a free man, then you can try it out. But follow my instructions extremely carefully because you're going to land flat-footed without bending your knees. So if you do this wrong, this should fall on over. If you're doing this wrong, you could hurt your knees, you could hurt your hips, you could hurt your back, you could hurt your neck. If you do it correctly, it'll give your brain a little tiny jolt. But don't do it unless you take full responsibility for yourself and all of the authorities in your life said it's okay. So, and you follow instructions carefully. So I'm not going to do a jump like this where I land. You see how I land and bend my knees and I'm safe. If I jump like that and landed flat-footed, I could knock myself out. So you're going to jump maybe a centimeter. okay? And then land flat-footed and on your heels. So just do it less than you think you need at first. Now, if you watch me carefully, you'll see when the jolt kind of happens, okay? So, and I don't even like to do this more than once a day, maybe twice, okay? So it's like you inhale and then you say ah when you jump. So kind of like ah. So I don't know if you saw that jolt, but I felt it all the way into my forehead, okay? So, and I feel it in the joints. So that's as high as you want to go, you know? Ah. Oof. So I'll watch, and yeah. So that even that was almost maybe too high, but you just slam onto your heels and no bending of the knees. Yeah, and that's it. I saw it in your cheeks. Yeah. So then again, we can take a moment, close our eyes, take a couple breaths. So that one also kind of clears out the system, huh?
Yeah, I could feel the energy just. Yeah.
It's a little like a micro whiplash kind of thing, you know.
Yeah.
Almost disturbing. When I first was learning that one, I did it way too. I was an extremist on a number of levels, but I did it I jumped way too high and came down slamming, and it was like, oh.
Sometimes a little less is more for some of this.
Yeah, yeah. With that one, you just want a tiny little jolt, so that's enough. You don't even have to let the feet come off the ground, just the heels. But you feel it out for yourself. Go gentle, and then try it. So the next one, see, I've got 16 things written down here, and we've got apparently 9 minutes. Maybe we'll go over a little bit. You said you have what, 10 minutes after?
Yeah.
Or so?
Yeah, 5
Okay, so
minutes.
we might be able to burn through these. Let's I might cut some of them. What's that?
Well, let's rapid fire. Just boom, boom, boom.
Rapid fire, yeah. So I'm not going to explain much more. These first ones, the face and the shoulders and the flops. These are your bread and butter. Do those all the time. Even if you pick one of these and master it, you're going to experience changes in your life, and through doing so, you'll find you have an internal motivation to continue on doing. That's what you want to tap into. This could take a little while to find that. So you're going to, in the beginning, have to persist and push yourself. But once you do, then you can come back around. You can work with me. You can get on the weekly sessions, whatever, and it will go expand and expand from there. But pick one or two that stand out to you. Maybe one you really like, one you have a ton of resistance to, and then just go and do it every single day, like a little experiment just for yourself. So that was flat for Charlie. We're going to do laughing breath, but we're going to do 2 breaths of each of the types. When you do this one on your own, do 5 breaths of each of these types of laughing, okay? We're going to do 2 breaths of each. So the first one is ha. So we're going to inhale fully. You want to bring your whole physiology into this. So you inhale, and then ha, 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 ha. That's one breath, and we'll do the second breath. Ha, 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 ha. So then the second, so you'll do 5 full breaths of ha. And if you're all fucked up and you're angry and you're nervous and you're doing it, when I first started out, I was like, ha, 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 and it was just like frustrating as hell, but you break through eventually.
That really opens the diaphragm, by the way.
Yeah, especially you get the whole thing going. Second one is he. So it's like, we'll just do it. He. And one more full breath. Okay. Third one is like a full rounded breath. Again, 5 full breaths of ha, 5 full breaths of he, and then 5 full breaths of this one, which is like ha ha he he ho ho ho, like just kind of let loose, but cover a lot of ground in the range. So we'll go ahead and full breath in. Another full breath. And then we'll just let loose and laugh however you want. And now we're going to sit. So it's 5 full breaths of ha, 5 full breaths of he, 5 full breaths of ha, and then just let loose and laugh as much as you want. You take a few breaths in between, relax, feel the effects. And we're going to just speed right on through. Normally you take some time and breathe, but this one segues straight into alternating between laughing and crying. So since we just laughed, this one would be for anyone who's like super into this on YouTube. If you're watching while I'm doing this, you can make those notes with the timestamps so everybody can see. And then the instructions are, the next one is 5 minutes of alternating laughing and crying, but we're not going to do the full 5 minutes. We're just going to demonstrate it. Okay, so we'll probably do, when you do it on your own, do sit and laugh for a full minute, minute and a half, go to crying, minute, minute and a half, go to laughing, minute, minute and a half, go to crying, end on laughing, whatever you want, but do it for full 5 minutes. Okay. I'm giving you a pretty serious routine here that you can work with. We're just going to demonstrate it so you have it. So we're going to go to crying first. You want to make this as real as you possibly can. And notice I said as real as you possibly can. So you don't expect yourself to do it as well or as profoundly as Jonah and I are doing it now. Do what you can, and you'll break into deeper and deeper layers of it over time. So no judgment. If you do notice voices of judgment, just notice them, but recognize that those are not you. If you were in control of your own thoughts, which no one is, you wouldn't create thoughts like that. Okay, so recognize that they are not you. That's another deeper secret to this work and to your life.
Still hard. I mean, some of these it takes a while, but I think it comes down to freedom of expression. I mean, that's what we're getting to. It's like, okay, if you can be angry and really allow your anger as much as you can be sad, as much as you can be happy, then you're free. It's not anything more than that. It's just allowing. So this is opening those channels. But yep, let's do it.
All right, so we will. We're not going to time it, but like I said, do this for 5 minutes on your own. So now let's go straight to crying. Yeah, I'll just time it out organically. You want to bring your physiology into it too. So like. Bring the breathing into it, all that stuff. And then we're going to go straight to laughing. And then just breathe. When you're finished, you just breathe and feel the effects. So you would normally go back to crying, go to laughing, go to crying, go to laughing. And try these out when you actually are feeling sad or really happy or whatever mood. Blow your fucking mind. It'll zero you back out, okay? So take a couple breaths. Okay, the next one relates, and I have built a nice, you could do this like 15, 20-minute sequence of these, but I'll leave that for another time. Advanced stuff.
You may become enlightened at your own risk. So.
So the next one, I'll have to take the headphones off, but this is the what's going to happen to me. Again, this one you would do the same with the laughing and crying, but you'd set a timer for 5 minutes. The best time to do this one is when you probably do not want to do it. If you're like, oh my God, my life's over. I got this letter or this bill, or I don't know what to do. You have some problem with seemingly no solution. Don't act on it. Do this exercise first. Set a timer for 5 full minutes And if you do this for 1 minute and you decide it doesn't work, that's on you. Okay, you got to do this. You got to really commit for those 5 minutes. Go all in. This one's what's going to happen to me. You alternate in the same way that you would alternate with the laughing and crying, but this one you pace around the room. Let's see if I can move this. You pace around the room and you get yourself to really worry. So it's like, oh my God, what the fuck's going to happen to me? And if you have real worries, bring them up to mind. Oh my God. And you don't have to use just these words, but use your own. What's going to happen to me? Fuck, man. Oh my God. What is going to happen to me? Fuck, man. I can't believe this. So you do that for about a minute, minute and a half, and then alternate. I'll show you what to alternate to. But for now, oh my God. What is going to happen? Oh, fuck. Oh, shit, man. What if it doesn't happen? What if it doesn't go through? What are we going to do? What the fuck? What if we die? What is going to happen to me? Oh my God, what's going to happen to me? What's going to happen? So you get really into that, then you switch to, woohoo! All right, yes! A celebration, anticipation. All right, yes. Oh my God, I can't believe it worked. Yes. Woohoo, 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 yeah. All right. Yes. Woohoo. Motherfucker, that is so amazing. I can't believe it. And then right back after, say, a minute, minute and a half to, oh my God, what's going to happen to me? What the fuck's going to happen to me? Oh, fuck. Oh, man. What if she doesn't call? What if he gets pissed off? What if I get fired? I mean, what's going to happen? What the fuck is going to happen to me? Will I have enough? Is it going to be enough? Oh, no. I just can't believe that. Oh, my God. What's going to happen to me? Fuck. And then back to, woohoo! All right, yes! Right on! Oh my God, I can't believe it came through. Yes! Oh, I can't fucking believe it. My God, that is amazing. Woohoo! Yeah! All right. Then we come back down. So we assume that's been 5 minutes. Take a couple breaths. Oh. Now, if you've been following along at this point, you might start to feel kind of fried on the inside. That's a good thing. And this isn't the kind of fire that's only burning up your tensions. You might fry yourself out emotionally, intellectually. That's a good thing. Okay, that's a good thing. You want that fire to consume everything that is possible to consume. Find out who and what you really are and what the hell's going on here. Okay. So next, we're going to just crank right through. And again, if you're doing this on your own, you'll take some time in between. You sit down, let everything relax, be aware of the effects. But the effects are already amazing, man. I don't know. You quick check in, Jonah. How are you feeling so far?
Very present. The breathing is opened up. I have this energy moving through my hands, and there's something in my diaphragm that feels open. I feel good. I don't feel like I just took a Monster Energy drink, but I have this very calm, grounded, energized feeling. So, how about you?
Beautiful. About the same. It's kind of a low level hum, like
Yeah.
electrical wires or something like this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even calmer than when we started. Yeah, it's beautiful.
So
Okay, so
two more.
we will do. Well, yeah, we wanted to get. I said no less than 11, so we'll do Tiger Claws. I'm going to skip number 12. We're going to skip number 13 because I already talked about it. The Ah breath. I'll mention number 14. It's just a quick little thing. We're going to skip number 15. I touched on it already, and then we'll do 16 as a closer.
Cool.
So yeah, and I'll touch on number 11. Okay, So tiger claws are the next one. So these are one of my favorites. We use and all of these we use as warm ups. These are just a tiny percentage of what the full range of things that we could do. Okay, but I want you to know these ones for now. But if I made it a proper list, it'd probably top out over 100 of different little things you can do like this to transcend your fake suffering and your physical tensions. And to get out of your mind and back into your body. That's the key. Get out of your fucking mind, back into your body. That is the key to anything else in your life. If you want to do anything else, you got to get out of your fucking head, back to the body. If you want to write poetry, get out of your head, get back to the body and observe. If you want to write music, you want to play guitar, you want to play violin, you want to become better at taking photography, you want to have better relationship, get out of your fucking head, out of your emotions, back to the body. Observe what's going on. Stop trying to change, fix, or improve yourself, and just observe. And you'll know over time what is you and what's not you, and you'll stop reacting to things. Okay, you'll stop reacting and overreacting to things. You'll be present, and then you'll discover an innate sense of guidance from within that you can trust, and this will bring you to the things you need for your life, and you accomplish what you've been brought here to accomplish. And I'm going to leave that vague because I want you to arrive at the answers for yourself. Okay, so tiger claws. These are an adaptation of a Matt Fury exercise, which I believe he got from China somewhere. But regardless, here's how we're going to do it. Now, watch carefully. You inhale, and now I'm bringing my arms back with the elbows back, the hands open and back, and my chest up and curled, and then my head as well. But I'm not just leaning my head back. So, Jonah, be aware. Don't lean your head back like that. What you want to do instead is have your neck and your cervical vertebrae be an extension of that back bend. So you want to pull your neck up and lean it back. So it's, if you watch me from the side, I come up like this and my head comes up and back, but I'm pushing, like stretching it up and back. So not letting it fall. I have to take off the headphones for this, but I'm coming up and back like this. So it's a natural extension of the curve of my spine rather than just letting it go this way. So I'm going up and back and pulling the hands back as well. So we inhale and make a psychotic face. So you want to make a psychotic smile. What I mean by that is like, and then come forward, and we're going to tense all the muscles from the fingers all the way through the wrists, elbows, biceps, triceps, deltoids, across the chest. Tense them and move against them. So it's like an isometric contraction where you're contracting the muscles, and you go all the way forward and down like that while you're tensing the muscles, okay? And you do that while growling. So inhale. We'll do like 3 of these. Okay. So you inhale, make a psychotic face, lean back, and then again, relax, stretch open, lean back, and then one more psychotic smile. And we'll do one more. Such a good one. And shake everything out. Again, take a couple breaths, relax, feel the effects. So just be aware of the inside of the body. Whew, that one for me is so amazing. It popped open. My shoulder's been hurting me. It popped open the shoulder. Then I felt it pop open the elbow, and then it popped open the wrists. All in one exercise. It takes you less than 3 minutes.
That opened my heart center, chest. That was really good.
Dude, that one I could feel to the tips of my toes if you do it properly, you know. And when I say properly, you gotta listen to the instructions, do the exercise. Listen to the instructions, do the exercise, and your body will start to follow them more and more precisely. Don't get in your head about this stuff. It'll just make the process a lot more difficult for you. So just take a couple of breaths, relax. Okay, the next one isn't so much of an exercise as it is a perspective shift. Maybe we'll organically be able to demonstrate it, but it's just the idea of real contact as opposed to fake or automated contact. So most of your day might be filled with automated contact. Now, I'm not saying it's bad, because in a certain sense, it's gotten you through up to now. But if you have the time, what I want you to do is make real contact with everyone that you come in contact with. Now, use some discernment. You don't need to spend the whole day with the screaming homeless guy on the corner, although I have done that and had profound experiences doing so. So I can't admonish against it completely either, but I'm saying make real eye contact. It doesn't mean you have to even talk. If you're going through line at a grocery store and you're already going to be there, instead of dwelling in your feelings and your moods and your thoughts and hiding out, make real contact. Look at the people in line. If you see someone behind you and you feel like, oh, they can go ahead of me, I'm not in a rush, let them go ahead. Make some real contact. Talk to the clerk. If you notice that they have a sweater on, man or woman, doesn't matter, that you like, or even just catches your eye, hey, I like that sweater, super cool. I kind of like that color. Simple as that. This will profoundly change your experience with other people. You'll find places you can help and places you can be helped, and it'll expand your experience of where you live and how you live. Okay? Do this with your boss, do this with your clients, do this with people you see on the street and just your friends. Make real contact. Observe other people's breathing. Observe how other people are holding their bodies. Be there, present. So this will take you out of your mind and out of your emotions and out of your moods. Even if you're in a mood, you can still make real contact, and you'll find the mood will go away. Real contact will replace all the moods. So mood is kind of like colored. Uh, what's that on stage lights? You know, when the color, like the film they put over the light to get the colors. So moods are like different colors put over your perception that color how you're perceiving things. But if you make real contact with yourself or with what's going on and other people, those colors won't matter anymore. They'll take them out and you'll see things more clearly, like you mentioned at the beginning. See things as they are. You might still be feeling the mood. This is the key here. You are not the fucking mood, so you have to do things while you're in the mood to you'll start to realize you are not the mood. If you don't do that, you'll always get lost in the mood, and you'll be one and the same. Oh, I'm upset, so I can't do anything today. No, you're noticing an event that you've called upset, and then you are the thing functioning regardless of that.
Or you can at least be aware and not act on it. You know,
Right, and not act on it.
the,
No overreact.
the other day I was enraged, but I knew it had nothing to do with what was in front of me. I was just like fucking angry, and I observed it and I felt it, and that was it.
Yeah,
So
it's not no big deal.
this was
So that's
great,
the real
man.
contact. I want to.
This
Yeah, I
was
think
great.
that's about it. I might leave out. I think I'm going to leave out number 14. That's something we can talk about sometime. But it's a specific, very simple prayer from Eastern Orthodoxy. But I think we should do a full stream on that to do it justice. So I'll leave that out. And if you guys have heard me say something, I'm going to leave out. And you want to know what it is? If you write me, or if you're bold enough to get in touch, I'll give it to you. I'll meet up with you and talk about it. But so we'll leave out that one. That was number. We've done 11, and then 16 was just silent presence. So let's do just like a 1 minute version of that, the
Cool.
silent presence thing, to kind of put the capstone on the
I love it.
sarcophagus, as it were. So for this one, you just close your eyes. You put your hands in your lap, kind of facing up or whatever relaxed position. Sit back in your chair. Let everything relax. And just be aware of the inside of your eyes and your eye sockets. Let those muscles relax. The top of the head, the eyes, the eye sockets. Be aware of the hands and the feet. Just no effort. You just let it happen. Just be aware of the inside of the hands and feet. Listen to the sounds going on around you. Let the cheeks relax. Let the tongue relax in the mouth. Let the jaw hang loose and free. Whole face. So just be aware. Notice that awareness moving down through the neck and the shoulders. Let the shoulders relax. And your body might tremble, it might shake, all kinds of things could happen, but just observe it and let it happen. And feel that awareness move through your arms all the way to the tips of your fingers, down through the chest and the belly. Notice the breathing deep in the soul of your belly. And let the breathing just be natural, no effort. Notice the hips, the pelvis. Let everything just relax. And notice the awareness moves down through the legs, the knees, the calves, the shins, the ankles, and down through the tips of the toes. Now be aware of the whole body as one thing. This is presence. It's as simple as this. Just be aware of the face and the whole body as one thing. Notice the sounds around you. You might hear the sound of the bells here. And just let everything relax. And then be aware of the forehead, where thoughts sometimes come and go. And if any thoughts arise, just notice them. Don't judge them as good or bad. Don't have a conversation with them. Don't engage them. Don't cling to them. Just let them go. And even the thought, like, I got lost in thoughts, is just another thought. Let it go. So again, let the hands relax. Let the face and the jaw relax. And now I'll be quiet for just 30 seconds. You can enjoy that space and observe and let go of the thoughts. Let go of the past. Let go of the future. Stay here and breathe. Okay. And then really gently you can rub your hands together, cover up your eyes and open them up. Maybe massage your face just a little bit. That went super deep for me right away, man. It felt like 15 minutes of silent presence, huh? Isn't that wild? The church bells are going off. Yeah, so if you do that silent presence is something you can do every morning right after your exercises or right when you wake up, and you can extend it up to an hour.
Yeah.
And you just with simple instructions, just go through the instructions a bunch of times because each little piece will be different than you think it is. And then once you have the experience, it'll get very easy. You can just do it for yourself. So when you wake up in the morning, you sit still, stay present. Before you go to bed, same thing. So that's it. And I mentioned that to people. I'm just going to put in a simple PayPal link, and the first 6 people that jump on and do that, PayPal.me. Oh, and you know what? I think I made a mistake on something on the website, but that's for later. Yeah, so we'll fix that later. But it's paypal.me/command Z/100 USD, or if you just put in that amount for yourself. I'll see that. Make sure you include the email address you want me to get in touch with you at. I'll see that come through. Then I'll write you and we'll schedule your session. Like I said, this is limited because I'm just not going to spend a lot of time on that, but I'll do it for up to 6 people. So, and only for the next 24 hours. We'll schedule your session after those 24 hours, but you have to get in before that. If you don't, then I'll just refund it, and I'll take the link down after that. So only within 24 hours of this stream, 2023 6 comment.
My friend, I appreciate you. I have to jump off.
Yeah, no problem. You go, and then I will conclude the stream as well. I also have to go. So thanks for being here.
Of course, man.
It's all, we got through all those. It feels like feels like a million years ago that we started the stream today, huh?
I feel great. So
It's different.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you as well. Thanks for jumping on. Thanks to everyone who's watching. I'll see you later, Jonah. I'll conclude the stream here, so
All
feel
right.
free to jump. All right, folks. So there you have it. No less than 11 different approaches. And if you paid attention to the things I'm saying, there's at least 10 or 11 more things that you can experiment with or apply or explore in your own life. So I hope you take it and run with it. Try these out. Get in touch. Leave a comment. If you're here now, leave a comment, but please do subscribe, like. If you enjoyed this, share it. Share the video around with friends, enemies, family, and strangers. And that's all we're going to do for now. I'm going to jump off the stream, but I will also post a link as a comment on the video on both Facebook and YouTube. And if you want to get that session for $100, feel free. Otherwise, if you decide later you want to work with me, go to the website. You can click on the tab that says "Work with Garrett." Otherwise, that's it for today. Be well. God bless. Hope you have a wonderful evening. And if you have any questions, comments about any of this stuff, leave it in the comments, and I will always respond to it. It might take me a day or two, but I will see it and I will respond to it. If there's anything else you'd like us to do a stream on, or that you'd like to see demonstrated, you can leave that in the comments as well. But as always, get in touch, be well, and undo. Enjoy.